Good day of the week, everybody, whatever day it happens to be today. So this is a pickup video a little different from a normal pickup video. These are games that I've gotten in past hauls or pickups that I've done before. For a little bit of background, I've actually been collecting games since about 1997-ish. 20 years so far of video game collecting, and I've seen where games were dirt cheap up to now where they're a whole bunch of money for many titles. A lot of these titles I've gotten in my own collection, you know, over that whole time span. And what stuck out to me is there's certain game pickups or game hauls, whatever you want to call them, that really stick fresh in my mind just because of they were either a really good deal or the circumstances were kind of absurd, whatever it is. So we're going to start things off in this I guess, series of videos with a Super Nintendo and a little bit of N64. This particular haul is from about 5 years ago. It was from a yard sale, and it was all from one yard sale, which made it memorable right there. It wasn't a group of them, and the whole circumstances of that day were kind of funny, and the circumstances of how this happened was strange in the most. So I had been yard selling that morning. Normally I get out of the house about 7:30, 8 a.m. I drive around for about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half. And once it hits about 10 a.m., maybe 10:30, or sometimes as early as 9 a.m., I'm done for the day with yard sale. Once I hit a couple yard sales where the people told me, oh, you just missed the games, they were here, or, oh yeah, some guy came and just bought everything. He bought the whole table and the table, put it all in his truck. So that was the kind of day this felt like. And I was about to go home, and I drove down one more street, and I'm pulling up, and I see a whole bunch of crap coming out of the driveway, flooding into the street, lawn equipment and stuff like that. And right away, I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's all outdoor shit. I don't want any of this. But as I start to, you know, kind of pull near so I can see the front of their garage area where they were having the sale, I see a TV set up, and I can see Mario being played on the TV from the street. I said, okay, well, this is a good sign. Let me go out and see what's here. And there's a guy sitting on the ground playing Mario, and I kind of look around him as I get to him, and I see there's no games around him. There's no games stacked up. It's just the system, the TV, the controller in his hand, and him playing Mario with some little kid. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I missed out. Somebody bought all the games already, and for some reason they left the system, or the guy didn't sell the system, whatever the case may be. So for the hell of it, I asked him anyway, and I said, hey, you know, I think I walked up and I said something stupid like, oh, you having fun? And he's like, oh, yeah, this is great. I love these old school. And he went on for 5 minutes talking about how much he loves Mario. And, you know, I engaged him and talked to him about things because you got to be friendly and personable. You can't be an asshole. I mean, you want people to sell you stuff. You know, don't be a prick about it. As our conversation went on, I said, hey, do you have any, you know, games for sale? And he said, oh, yeah, I do. And then he paused, and I said, okay, well, what do you have? And he goes, oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff, but it's at my house. This isn't my house. This is my brother's house. This is his sale. I would just brought some of my stuff. And I said, okay, are you going to get the stuff soon? Is it going to be here to buy soon? And he kind of looked at me and said, oh, yeah, it'll be here later. I think, maybe next time. So, again, this was the end of the day, and I'm like, you know, this sucks. So I've been talking to this guy for 10 minutes now, and it's starting to slowly become a waste of my time. So then I just asked him, I said, okay, well, where do you live? And he said to me, I live the next street over. So it was just, everything was really weird with this conversation. I said, okay, well, do you want to go to your house? I'll go with you, and I can buy some games off you. And he kind of paused, and he looked at me, and he said, all right, let's go. So we got up, he got in his car, I got in my car, we drive the next street over. I could have walked there probably as fast as I could have drove there. We go to the front door, we get on the house, and we go down to the basement. Going in someone's house when you're alone, well, not alone, I mean, he was there, but you're alone compared to whose house it is. It's always a little strange. So we get down to what appeared to be his bedroom. I walk in and I see a bed, and it's unmade, and there's papers and crap all over the floor. There's a coffee table full of various paraphernalia. And then I look to the other corner and I see a couple totes, and they were see-through, and I could see games stacked in the totes. So I'm like, okay, well, they're here. At least he wasn't bullshitting me. He has games, at least a couple totes full. Small totes, but still some. And he goes, oh yeah, they're right there. Go ahead and, you know, if you want to go through and see what you're interested in. So I start going through. And then as I walked by the table that had all the other stuff on it, and he said to me, he goes, oh, don't worry, man. He goes, I got a card. It's medical. I said, I don't care, man. Whatever floats your boat. So I'm going through the totes, and I start flipping through, and I find Mega Man X is the first game I find. And I actually bought that game a couple days ahead of time from one of the local game stores for about 15 bucks. And I'm like, okay, well, now I found it again. Great. I got 2 copies. So I start going through more, and I find sports games. And more sports games. And they're all Nintendo, Super Nintendo, sorry, not Nintendo. They're all Super NES sports games and N64 sports games. And I'm just thinking, I wasted my time. This guy's got shit. I gotta get out of here. I flip to the next game. It's Super Mario RPG. And I stopped and I was like, yeah, I didn't say anything. I just kind of said to myself, I'm like, okay, keep digging. What's in here? And I come through and I find more games. I find more. Total, I find about 14 games that were good, not so cheap games in this pile of sports games. You know, Mario's and stuff like that. I'll get to, we'll go through what I got right when I'm done with the story part. As I'm going through and we're talking, and he said to me, he goes, yeah, I haven't sold them yet. I've really been meaning to sell them and get some money together. But everybody who looks at them, they offer me, you know, they lowball me, you know. I know the games are worth something. They just lowball me, though, and I can't take, they want to give me $1 a piece for them. I can't do it, and we're laughing about that because it's just ridiculous. So once I get my pile together, I said to myself, okay, so what are you looking for the games? What do you want for these? I have this pile. And he goes, oh, I don't know, man, shoot me a number. And jokingly, I said to him, because we were just joking back and forth with the crazy lowballing, I said, laughing, I said, how about $1 a piece? And his face changes, and it gets, like, not so happy looking anymore. But he's in thought. And he looks at me, and he goes, I like you, man. $1 a piece it is. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was completely joking when I said this price to him. Just to fuck with him. And he just says, yeah, $1 a piece. I could not pay this guy fast enough. So, 14 games, I think I just handed him a 10 and a 5. And I'm like, I get outside, I'm like, let me get out of here before he fucking changes his mind. I get in the car, I said, okay, man, have a good one, I'll see ya. I leave. It was around 11 o'clock, I think, at that point, because he took a while. I took a while looking through games. I go home, and this is the pile I get. This is the pile right here. So I'm going to go through what these games were. This was a $15 pickup of 14 games. So we had Mario All-Stars, Mario Kart, as I said before, Mario RPG, Mega Man X, I grabbed it anyway, Kirby's Avalanche, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Donkey Kong Country 2, and the first one, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Super Castlevania, and then for the 3 N64 games, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, Castlevania 64, and Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't even know how much this whole pile's worth. I think I did it up a while ago. I couldn't believe it, though. It was just so crazy. The whole circumstance of messing around with the guy, that going to his house, it was just fucking shitty insane. But it worked out. He was totally happy taking $1 a piece because he liked me. And I paid $1 a piece for a bunch of games that do not go for $1 a piece normally. So I hope you guys like this kind of look back at a pickup, at a different pickup. I don't know what I'm going to call this. Just past pickups. I don't fucking know. But I hope you liked it. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time.